If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. For one, it's free. Two, there are a bunch of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Not only that, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more places. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's really everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
How's it going, lovebirds? You are now listening to the podcast that brings you real relationship advice from real relationship experiences. I'm your host, Derick Brown Jr., and on today's episode of the Good Relationships podcast, I'm simply just going to be talking. I feel like it's a good time to just kind of express some thoughts and, just can keep it centered around relationships and, keep it just very open in general. And by the way, if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to get to know each other more, feel free to reach out to me on any social media platform. You can find me at Instagram, Derick Brown Jr. 1. It's Derick, Brown like the color, Jr. 1. And you can find me on Instagram and we can connect. And like I said, if you have any questions or anything like that, we can answer those and just get to know each other better. But back to general relationship stuff. There's a few things that I was going to make a podcast about this week, but a few things that were kind of standing out to me when I was doing my just like my process of what I would even address on a podcast episode. The thought that just kept coming to me during out the week was, loyalty. And loyalty is such a huge thing. It's definitely a topic that it comes up fairly a lot, but at the same time, it's something that's more so an internal just feeling or an internal thought, and it's not really brought out in the open, but it's something it's a deep emotion. It's something that you should really take seriously because, loyalty is so key. Loyalty is, it's more than just being like family with somebody or having just a relationship, like when you feel like someone's loyal to you, like there's so many quality emotions that just go into that feeling. Like that doesn't just mean I trust you, but it's like I not only trust you, but I know that like if anything was to happen to me, that you got me, like it's super deep. Like I really care about you enough to say, I think that person is loyal to me, like I must really think highly of you, and I think everybody should feel that way because when it comes to loyalty, if your loyalty is not there and that it can kind of hurt, it's a very emotional thing. And I know like when you feel like someone has been disloyal, you can shut down, like you can really go to, really hating a person or just completely ending that relationship if you're that kind of person, simply because loyalty is something that is built over time. It's something that is built from multiple experiences. You don't just gain loyalty by having one experience with someone. I mean, it's possible, but these are things that are deeply rooted in like friendship or like just some kind of relationship. You know, you don't even have to be friends. You could be family. You could be a loyal dog, you know, just any kind of thing, you know, like, but that relationship is so key. So, yeah, loyalty in general. And I was thinking just like when a person is able to feel loyal to somebody, what does that feeling like do for them? You know, like if I feel comfortable enough to be loyal to someone, I must really feel safe in life. Like I must really feel like I have someone who has my back. I must really feel like, you know, life is protected in a way, like I'm not alone. Like I must have some kind of feeling of security, or just a feeling of like if I have someone that I feel is loyal to me, that is very special to me. So, you know, what does that do to a person? You know, that quality feeling of I'm able to put my trust into someone, you know, and vice versa, you know, like being the person that someone that you're loyal to them and they see you as being loyal to them. You know, what does that do for that person? And I'm thinking it's a real win-win situation. You know, it's not really a give-take kind of thing or a one-sided thing. It's kind of just like a mixture of, you know, whatever that person really wants out of loyalty. So it's not really anything that you can't put any numbers to. You can't like really quantify it. It's just like it's just gonna happen. You know, it's just gonna happen from that magical moment or experience that you have, and you can't make that up. You know, you can't say, well, once you do this, then your loyalty is mine. It's like no, it's not really a certain amount of things you're gonna do or whatever. In terms of a checklist, it's like there may be a particular moment in time where they are in a situation that you didn't even put them through, and naturally, just because once again they are loyal to you, they express that action, and once that hits you, then you're like, damn, they are loyal to me. You know, that it kind of hits you. So yeah, it's not like a give take kind of thing. It's like it's really more of a relationship. You know, it's like it's just gonna come as a lifestyle, you know, and if you're able to express loyalty as a lifestyle, you know, that's just such an attractive thing. It's extremely attractive. It's extremely rare in a lot of ways because naturally everyone has a tendency to be selfish. So if you're able to, you know, let some of your selfishness go, which that's completely fine to be selfish in a sense of like self-love, you know, but if you're able to sacrifice some of your selfishness in order to be loyal to someone, because you have to have some selflessness in there, you know, in order for you to practice loyalty. So it's it's a lot. It's a choice. It's a decision. It's a commitment, because as soon as you decide to be loyal, if you're making any kind of expression of being disloyal, then I mean you're immediately not loyal anymore. So it's like once you make that decision to even get to a point where you're making loyal actions, you know, you have to get to a decision first. You have to get to that decision where you're saying, oh, I am deciding to be loyal, you know? So how do you even get to that point where you're deciding to be loyal to someone? And that's, I mean, like I said, it's not a give take kind of thing. It's not a one-sided thing. It's just an experience thing. It's deeper than just giving and taking or putting numbers or labels on it. It's like you'll just experience that from whoever, whenever is, whatever is happening is just, it's just happening. So when you're experiencing this moment with this person and whatever is going on, that's just what's going to happen. And that situation will most likely lead to loyalty. So an example of all of that is if you're the kind of person who is in a romantic relationship and you two are out in public and you decide that you want to take a walk by yourself, I don't know, and the person that is in that romantic relationship with you, they're like, hey, go for it. And this person leaves and they're gone for like an hour. Like, this person doesn't exactly know what's going on and they're not getting any kind of communication from this person of where they are, what happened. And this person is there, and next thing you know, the person comes back, and the person who was waiting there, they're not like tripping, and as a person is like experiencing something, they're like, hey, this is the situation that was happening. And if that person is just like, hey, I completely understand and don't even worry about it, I know what that's like. And the other person's like, wow, that's crazy. You could have like basically hated me for that situation because I didn't communicate to you. So for someone to stick around and not let their like personal emotions get in the way of that situation, and of course you have every right to be upset. And if you're not the kind of person that would get upset about something like that in general, because you have trust in that person, because you know that they're loyal to you, then you naturally will be comfortable in that situation. But like right off the bat, as a person who probably hasn't experienced loyalty before, this is an example of a situation where if you are naturally that person who's waiting, and even though you're having these thoughts about how you can react and not react, if you put yourself in a mindset where you're like, you know what, I know that everything is going to be okay. I trust this person. I have a really good feeling about this person, and I'm not going to express any kind of negative emotion about the situation because I want to express my loyalty to them, and I want them to know that they can depend on me even when times may be confusing or can be made out to be tough, because situations like that can, they obviously have a reason for anyone to be upset. So if I'm able to kind of look past all of that and accept that this person may just be right for me, and no matter what, I want to show my loyalty. I want to fight for what I believe in. And because of that, I'm able to not overreact or even react about a situation and stay calm and have their back, because I know that if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, So, and I want to give them my all. So that's just kind of like an example. It's kind of like probably like the best way that I can explain it between two people. But, of course you can expand on that. You can, put them in different situations. It's really just a situation of, if something is to happen, no matter what, am I going to stand by that person? And am I going to look past all of the things that can be seen as facts, the things that can be made out to be common sense, all of that stuff? If I can look past all of that and just remain loyal, at least until the point where if that person is disloyal to you, then that's when you're like, okay, now I'm back on my own. Now I'm back and I'm able to remain in my place of singleness, selfishness, whatever. Now I'm definitely back to 100% my selfish genes. I'm protecting myself. So if the person has not shown any sign of being disloyal, then it's just best to stay calm, keep your head and remain loyal until they show some sign of disloyalty. Then you can take your time away and be single, selfish, and protect yourself, because now you have to, you have to really remember that they were disloyal first, and it has nothing to do with you. You don't have to feel the need to even overreact. You can overreact if you want to, but the thing is, if they are disloyal and they do show you some signs of a disloyalty, they hurt your feelings, they cheat on you, they disrespect you, any kind of thing that you feel like would break your trust in them or would make them seem disloyal to you, if it's something like that, then that gives you more than reason to kind of like step back. But the reason I say you don't have to overreact is because if that situation does occur and you don't have that kind of mindset where you want to make it work, once again, if you say you want to make it work, then that's you remaining to be loyal no matter what. But if you're that kind of person where it's like, no, I don't want to deal with someone like that because I want to be with someone who is completely loyal to me, then that's when, you can completely take that step back and move on, because that's what you'll want to do. You won't want to overreact and give that person any more of your energy. You'll want to be loyal to yourself at this point and then move on, and then once again find someone, and you don't have to find them, but attract that situation. Once again, you'll make that decision when you want to be loyal to someone again, and when you're loyal to them, then the cycle repeats, so that's once again you meeting someone and you guys are intertwined. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but you guys are spending time together, and you get to another point where whatever happens, and you gain that loyalty for them, and then it starts over again. And if they are disloyal to you, then you can step away, and once again the cycle will repeat. Or if they are loyal to you and you're loyal to them, then yes, that's exactly what you want. So loyalty is so important. It's so much deeper than what we think. So when you ever have anybody that you can feel loyal to, or if there's anyone who is loyal to you, be grateful, appreciate them. Really, it's something special. You should be really, really thankful. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you, lovebirds, for listening as always. And stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay blessed, not stressed.